क्या आपसे भी अप्लाइड मैथमेटिक्स मैनेज नहीं हो रही है और क्या अभी तक स्टार्ट भी नहीं किया? So, don't be get tensed. Chill, man. I'm here to reveal all the solutions of your problem that you have with just 5 steps. कैसे स्टार्ट करना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, and किससे पढ़ना है, क्या पढ़ना है, and my own personal tip at the end. So, I'm a CBSE 11th grader commerce student, and I was like too struggling with applied mathematics in the starting. But with my own strategies and my own personal experiences, I scored 70 plus out of 80 in my half yearly. And now I am really good at applied mathematics. I can solve pretty good questions of it. So, if you want to become like that, or if you want to improve your applied mathematics, how you can start, and all the things that are evolving in your mind, revolving in your mind, just stick to the video till the end. Everything will be clear. So, let's get started. So the first question that always arise in everyone's mind is that कैसे start करना है? Like everyone have a backlog, and then most of the people haven't started till now. So what we have to do is just to restart from where you are. Like if you have the backlog, so backlog जिसका backlog है उससे start करो. And like I know, like in the starting when you start the chapter, you will not understand it clearly. So just watch the chapter, like make the notes, solve the questions. As much as question you can solve, just try to solve it. And if you don't understand the any concept or any topic, don't get tense, like don't worry. Just on the next day try to watch it again, because more and more you will watch the video, you will find that you are getting something. So next day just try to watch the same video again with a fresh mind. So first you need to restart with the chapter you are left with. Or if you haven't started till now, so what you have to do is to just start with the chapter that is easy. So we will be talking about what kind of chapters are easy and what are difficult and what you have to focus on. First, as everyone already know about, I think that winter arc. So why do we call this winter arc? This is what the time of your revolution, like you can say, where you develop yourself. Just because होता क्या है कि during the winter seasons, एवरीवन्स लाइक सारे स्कूल के टाइमिंग जो होते हैं चेंज होते हैं, लेट हो जाते हैं। बट अगर वही गर्मी में देखो तो गर्मियों में क्या होता है, टाइम वही 5:30 का होता है या 6 बजे का, 6:30 बजे का होता है। बट ठंडियों में वो 8:30 हो जाता है। सो अगर वो 6 बजे का टाइमिंग मान के चलो, सो यू हैव टू वेक अप एट 5। बट अगर वो 8:30 का है तो आपको 7 बजे उठना पड़ेगा या 6 बजे उठना पड़ेगा। सो व्हाट इफ यू वेक अप एट 4 AM? So this is what the cheat code is here. Just wake up at 4 AM in the morning and try to solve as much as question you can. क्योंकि with the commerce we cannot manage like applied mathematics, because we have to do accounts, then business and economics and lot others things too. So in this starting in the morning itself, just try to solve the question, because in the morning your mind is very fresh. And if you like just stick to my words, if you will wake up early in the morning at 4 a.m. or whatever time feels good to you, you will find yourself that you are ahead of 90% or 95% of people in the world. Just try to stick to this. And just your winter arc is not just giving it a hype. Try to follow it, wake up early in the morning, and develop yourself. So now let's talk about कैसे पढ़ना है, how to study. First and foremost, before I start with this, it's very, very, very important to revise everything. If you have the backlog or if you are starting, just make sure that in a week you revise those things that you have learned earlier, you have solved earlier. Just go through that. I will be telling you the schedule, but at which day you have to start with the applied mathematics, and on other like on few other days you have to manage your other subjects too. So starting with the second, that is how to study. So if you have the batch or if you go to coaching, just stick to that only. Start with the notes that are given by them. Just go through the notes and restart again, right? And I don't think that like most coachings and other batches teach applied mathematics. So if you are going, that's good. Or if you have purchased the batches, that's like pretty well. So what you have to do, if you haven't purchased any of the batch, just go through the one shot video on YouTube, right? So you might be thinking of which YouTube channel I'm talking about. So you can go for the PW and then Next Topper, and I don't like maybe another other few channels are there too. So in my like opinion, like in my व्हाट आई थिंक अबाउट इट, लाइक जिससे मैं पढ़ता हूँ वो है आशीष सर, आशीष भाटिया, जो कि पीडब्ल्यू से हैं, एंड द बेस्ट बेस्ट टीचर। लाइक मैं पर्सनली रिकमेंड करूंगा दैट यू गो एंड चेक आउट ऑल हिज वीडियोस, एंड आई विल मेक लाइक ये श्योर है कि इन जस्ट दैट वन शॉट वो सारे के सारे चैप्टर्स आपके क्लियर हो जाएंगे। वो वन शॉट एकदम पूरी डिटेल रहती है, उसमें काफ़ी सारे क्वेश्चंस है। जस्ट ट्राई टू सॉल्व ईच एंड एवरी क्वेश्चन। सो पीडब्ल्यू या नेक्स्ट टॉपर, जस्ट ट्राई टू वॉच दी वन शॉट, क्योंकि वी जस्ट हैव ओनली 2 months, like December or January. Then in Feb, everyone's um, annual exam gets started. So here we need to make sure that we cover all the syllabus. Then the second most important thing here is that just make two separate copies of your applied mathematics. One is for solving, and the second one is for writing all the topics and concepts and whatever rules are there. I'm saying this just because when when you make just one copy in which you are solving and you are making the notes too, in that you don't focus much because while solving you cut all the cut some of the question that you have solved, so it look very messy and you afterwards you don't like to read through that notes. So just make sure you make two copies. That second one of the concept can be a thin one, like थोड़ी सी पतली हो सकती है because उसमें सारे concept और topic का explanation लिख सकते हो. And even if you find some difficult question, so वहाँ पे इसको लिख लो important mark करके. So इस तरीके you can manage. Second one is class note. You have to prepare the notes and whatever your teacher is teaching in your offline coaching or online coaching, just go through it because they have a lot more greater knowledge, good knowledge than you. So don't think that you have enough knowledge more than them. So second is solve exercise questions. Like अभी for like what I do right now, मेरी जो है एम एल अग्रवाल की बुक है. So I don't get much time to go to the exercise and solve it. So जो भी examples होते हैं उसको solve करो because a clear idea, you will get the clear idea by even you can check the answers. Just don't see the answer first, take the question of the example and solve it by your own self. And if you don't find the answer or if you get the answer, just go through the steps and correct yourself where you are wrong. Okay, so example solve करना is very important. Just solve the examples, and if you get the time, then go for the more questions like from the exercise you can go for. देखो जब टाइम होगा then only go for the questions. Otherwise अभी के लिए examples वाले sufficient है, काफी बढ़िया उससे हो जाता है. And the most important thing that is revision. Just try to revise it regularly. So अगर हम थर्ड की बात करें, so as I already said that you can go for PW and next topper, and if you are already studying from some another platform, so go with that only जो तुम्हें prefer हो. But मेरे हिसाब से what I recommend is go for the PW, and मैंने इसके अलावा किसी और से अभी तक पढ़ा नहीं है. Like PW के लिए आशीष भाटिया सर the best one. उन्हें काफी ज्यादा मतलब बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से समझा देते हैं, deeper concept knowledge and every whatever he solve on the lectures or the question that he put in, it's really amazing. वो एकदम बिगिनर लेवल से लेके एकदम पूरे प्रो लेवल तक सारे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कराता है, and वो बेस्ट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. आई थिंक दैट माइट बी सफिशिएंट फॉर अस like at this class. Or if you want to solve more, then you can go and refer any other things too. Like for me, I'm using the ML Agarwal because NCERT is not there for applied mathematics. Now talking about what we have to study. So don't get scared, like don't get worried. It's like pretty much we can say lengthy, but you can manage to just try to grasp the concept. Don't go for solving much questions. Like abhi in 11th, you have to study every part, like every topics of the applied mathematics, like it's algebra, number quantification, financial maths, sets ho gaya, relation and function ho gaya, states and calculus, and that permutation combination. Like you have to study, like you can do it, just try practicing it and don't just forget to revise those things. Just revise it and everything will be fine and you will be able to solve the question clearly. Like to be very honest, I was very scared when I was in the starting when I was doing the permutation combination, sets or relation function. But as I move further, as I solve more and more question, I gave myself practice and I'm like pretty good at solving all these stuff now. So just practice matters. Your mind always make you feel that you cannot do it. Your mind is the game. Just change your mindset when you are solving something. You will be able to do it. Okay. So talking about from where you have to do is like if you have the reference book, I think reference book is usually used in the schools like different. But what I've observed, like what I've seen is MLGirl is mostly used in schools. Like in my own school, MLGirl is used. So whatever reference book is used in your school, just go through it. Just solve the example first, then exercise question or in-text question. You can go for the NCRT. NCRT is there for 11th. Like I'm talking about the common chapter that are there in PCM and applied mathematics. For example, talking about sets. So there are similar questions that are there in NCRT. So NCRT is for PCM, for maths background or whatever science background students. So you can solve that questions too. क्योंकि NCRT से भी ऐसा है कि क्योंकि NCRT वाले पेपर्स बनाते हैं 11th में नहीं 12th में. So वो भी है कि अगर टाइम हो तो NCRT के भी क्वेश्चंस लगा लो. Then we have reference book that I have already mentioned. थर्ड वन इज सीबीएसई सपोर्ट मटेरियल हो गया या अदर कोई आपको मिलता है इफ यू हैव द टाइम, अदरवाइज नॉट वेरी नेसेसरी टू गो फॉर दैट. क्योंकि 11th है, इट विल बी प्रीटी मच फाइन इफ यू गेट द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड लाइक इज प्रैक्टिस नीडेड. जस्ट ट्राई टू गेट द कॉन्सेप्ट मोर क्लियरली so that you can build a foundation for your 12th, right? So this is what you need to focus on just, you have to cover every syllabus. Don't get scared. Like just try to do it regularly. If you will do it regularly, just 2 months, that 60 days will be quite enough for you. So now my own personal tip for you and the schedule that you have to maintain. That is like talking about the schedule first. So what you can do is to take the off on Saturday, or so that you can cover, because accounting is pretty much difficult. So you have to give time for accounting too, like accountancy and other stuff. So for like I'm thinking that you should give time to applied mathematics on Saturday, not just fully. Like you should not completely immerse in applied mathematics on Saturday. Just try to give some time for other subject too. But Saturday should be your off if you can take, or like it's usually a half time, half day in the school. So you have to do the applied mathematics on Saturday. Then, as I mentioned earlier, that it's a winter hour. So wake up early in the morning at 4 a.m. and you should promise yourself that you are going to. Otherwise, you won't be able to cover. To be very honest, and frankly saying, you won't be able to cover it. Just try to wake up early in the morning. If you think that you are not enjoying life, so just remember that it's not all about enjoying life. If you enjoy your life at this age, when you have the highest potential, then in the future you won't be able to enjoy. You have to struggle. So just struggle today. Your future will be bright. You can enjoy a lot. Just keep my words. So wake up early in the morning, 4 a.m. Or like if you don't feel like waking up early in the morning, just sleep early at night, like at 9:30 or 10 or 10:30. Just sleep at that time so that you can wake up, so that your sleep of 8 hour or 7 hour get get completed. Like it's not always it's necessary to have that 8 hour sleep. It's just to have a pattern. So why I'm going in that way. So here what you have to do is to wake up early in the morning and Saturday off, so that you can have time for other subjects too. Just study the other subject on the left out days and just revise your applied mathematics on that day too. But Saturday you have to make sure that you are doing a good amount of practice of applied mathematics that you have to do. And one important trick, like if you, it's not a trick, just I follow this. I don't know whether you like it or not. Like when you are solving some chapters of applied mathematics, so like you mostly, what I've seen and what I usually do is I cannot complete the chapter totally. So yeah, I have to leave some pages. So just after, so to minimize this like page gaps, what I do is to solve the questions like first chapter in the starting. Then when I have to start the second chapter, I turn my copy and rotate it, and then I solve the questions of next chapter. So you can do it alternatively: first chapter in the starting, second chapter from the back, and then third chapter from the starting, so that you will have a time. And in between some gaps, you might think that I have to start solving the first chapter too, but you find that you have started the second chapter just after finishing the first chapter. So to minimize this complicated situation, you can do that. So this was all about how you can manage your applied mathematics. If you have other questions too, so just let me know. So one thing I just remember, that is you have to make a formula sheet for every chapter, because there are a lot of formulas. So to remember them, or to just revise them whenever you like to, just make a formula sheet of every chapter. It's not like too much difficult. Just on any page, like a white sheet or just a line pages, you can just write it, and just early in the morning, or while traveling, while when you go to the school through the van or buses, from like which transport, ever transport you go. So just look at the formulas that you have written. So that will be good enough, so that you can remember everything. So yeah, if you find helpful, just make sure you share with your friend who is struggling with this too. Hope you like it. Be hustler, be in discipline, and keep enjoying your life.